Well, hello and welcome to iFollow. Welcome to Bloomfield Road, Wrexham at Blackpool, with what is an absolutely massive game. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC. I will be joined in a bit, of course, by Roberts and Andy Morrell. And if you wish, of course, you could go now to the club's YouTube channel and watch them completing the Matchday Live preview with Chris Malaband. Of course, they will also be there at half-time and after the match to give us your thoughts on an enormous game for Wrexham. We're down to the sharp end now, aren't we, everybody? We certainly are. Wrexham, third place after the disappointment of Friday. And we will be looking to get back on winning ways against a Blackpool side who are in good form. It's got to be said, they are improving all the time in their season under Steve Bruce. Can they make up the difference between us? I beg your pardon, between them and the playoff spots, because they really have been massively improved as things have gone on. Sorry, I'm just getting myself distracted by a dodgy headphone. Fixed it now. There, that's better. So Wrexham frustrated on Friday against Bristol Rovers, but now hoping to get back to winning ways. 3 changes in the Wrexham team. Owen O'Connell is not fit, of course. He was injured on Friday, but he is on the bench. He had a fitness test quite early on, actually. It must have been about 12 o'clock down on the pitch. So he is okay to be on the bench. Also, James McLean comes back in at left back, which means that Ryan Longman switches across onto the right. And in midfield, Elliot Lee drops back down onto the bench. George Dobson comes in the centre of the pitch. So, as the Blackpool mascot, sort of gets a bit involved, a little bit of byplay with the Wrexham fans. Maybe he didn't really need to. By the way, the noise is going to be fantastic on this broadcast because the Wrexham fans are right next to us. We are on the side of the pitch, over the halfway line. To the right of us is just empty seats. To the left, completely packed of 2,000 Wrexham fans. Once again, we sold out our allocation, and they're going to make a lot of noise, obviously. So that Wrexham team, Arthur Okonkwo is in goal. The back three, Max Cleworth, Dan Scarr and Lewis Brunt. The wing backs. On the right, Ryan Longman. On the left, James McLean. In the middle of midfield will be Matty James, George Dobson and Ollie Rathbone. And up front, Sam Smith and Jay Rodriguez. The bench for Wrexham, the 3 players who lost their places are on the bench. So it's the goalkeeper, Callum Burton, O'Connell, Tom O'Connor, Barnett, Lee, and then, of course, the 2 strikers, Stephen Fletcher and Jack Marriott. Blackpool make 1 change. from the side that won impressively at Stevenage at the weekend to keep their playoff hopes alive. And that is on the left-hand side of Sam Silvera, young Australian prospect on loan from Middlesbrough coming in. So they line up with Harry Tyra on loan from Everton in goal. A back four of Odeluga Afire on the right, on loan from Brighton, and seen as a really classy operator. Inside in the centre-backs, Ollie Casey and Elkan Bagos. And on the left-hand side, Hayden Coulson. It's a 4-4-2. In midfield, the centre mids are Lee Evans and Albie Morgan. Silvera comes in on the left. On the right is Rob Apter, who's got a hat-trick at Stevenage. And up front, highly experienced centre-forward Ash Fletcher, who set up all three of Apter's goals, and Niall Ennis. On the bench for them, Richard O'Donnell is the goalkeeper. James Husbands, Matthew Pennington, Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. Tom Bloxham is a talented young attacking player. CJ Hamilton and Jake Beasley. Steve Bruce is the Blackpool manager, and I think it's fair to say the consensus around him is that he has done a very good job at Blackpool. Settled the team down in the first half of the season, and in the second half of the season they've looked very impressive as the teams are on their way out. Wrexham in our all black away kits. Blackpool, of course, in the famous tangerine shirts and white shorts. And this promises to be, well, a fascinating match. It's most certainly a high stakes match. Blackpool still with a chance of making a late run into the playoff spots. They need to win though. I think Wrexham will feel the same way, quite frankly. If we're going to go up, we need to win. Wycombe, of course, are playing at home to Charlton, our next opponent, and Charlton in third place, fourth place, are pursuing us and Wycombe. So that's a massive game too, which I'll keep us abreast of. But goodness me, this is quite the occasion, as Wrexham, back at Blackpool after quite a while, are looking to get a result against a club where we traditionally tended to see them as our jinx team, although in recent years we've actually managed some very positive results, spectacular positive results against them. Now, I'll take one of those, most definitely. I'm glad to say Mia and Andy have made it back up to the commentary position. There's a bit of an atmosphere here right next to the Wrexham fans. Couldn't be in a better spot, could we, Mia?
Absolutely not. This is spectacular. These are the days back in non-league we've been dreaming of for so long. And wow, I just hope we win, because we need to. For me, there's no other option today. Have to win. I don't care what happens between Wycombe and Charlton. It's on us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a hell of a crowd in here. In fact, that's Rob McElhenney down there. I've just realised in the crowd. I was wondering what that big mob of people.
Has he taken my spot? Is he commentating with you?
Well, I hate to break it to you, Andy, but yes. Yeah, so Rob is in amongst the Wrexham fans. I like it. Brilliant stuff. They just had to negotiate where his seats will be. You can come up here if you want, Rob. Although he's enjoying joining in the songs at the moment, anyway.
How did he manage to get a ticket? What's going on?
Exactly.
I hope he was in that ballot.
I hope he's a member. Brilliant stuff. So yeah. So Wrexham in this huge match against Blackpool. Andy, I believe you've been to Blackpool before, haven't you?
A couple of times.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely loved my 2 years here. Had a fabulous time of it. Really successful in the first year. We managed to win the playoffs at Wembley and get up into the Championship. Then we were massive favourites to go down and managed to stay in there as well. And we had some brilliant players in that group. Wes Houlihan, Keith Southern, Ian Everett, Sean Barker. We had some really good players, and so loved playing here. Ground has changed slightly, but really enjoyed my football. The fans are amazing as well. Really do get behind the team. They've had their differences with the chairman and the ownership of their team, so there's a lot of similarities between them and us through the years, and so I just hope today that Wrexham come out on top for just today.
Absolutely. So Wrexham in all black against Blackpool in, like I said, famous tangerine shirts and white shorts. Listen to this noise from the Wrexham fans, with Rob McElhenney in amongst them, as Wrexham get things underway. Immediately Cleworth standing a long ball up towards the edge of the area. Longman climbs, flicks it on. It's picked up by Rodriguez as well to bring it down on his chest with a throw in 15 yards out. Rodriguez keeping his place, of course. There's speculation about whether he'd be starting or not, as Longman gets it back from Dobson. Dobson available. Longman wants to take his man on, puts a good ball in as well. It's well dealt with in the goal mark by Evans, and Blackpool knock it long, and it's trying to fight for it. Cleworth as well stabs it forwards. There's a really feisty pace to this early on. Scar heading it on. Once again, it's Coulson getting rid. Nice touch in midfield by Longman. This feels frantic already. Long ball by Scar. He's looking for McLean. It's flicked away by a fire. Ball fed up the pitch, and for the first time Wrexham have to get back into their defensive shape as the ball is worked backwards by Ash Fletcher. Wrexham putting pressure on in the Blackpool half, forcing a sloppy ball. Smith nearly latches onto it in the box. It goes through to the keeper. I like this front foot start though.
Yeah, brilliant earlier on pressure. Smith just gets the chance, just as Longman again reads it well, wins it back.
Poor ball by Coulson. Longman hits the shot, it's blocked. Chance with the edge of the area. Rathbone's shot is blocked, and that's a corner. Whoa, this is the sort of start you want.
Well, Phil Parkinson said need to take the handbrake off. They've certainly done that in the opening few minutes. Can we make something from the corner?
Well, they've taken the parachute and the caravan off for the start that they've had.
I tell you what, it's a tremendous atmosphere. It's brilliant being right in the middle of it as well. I hope it's coming across for you at home. And here now is the corner, an in-swinger from the left-hand side. Longman taking it, interestingly. I haven't seen him on corners much, if at all, before. No, it isn't. Longman's out here. Anyway, corner, swept under the bar nicely. Good header, clear. But it was into a testing area. And now can Blackpool break? Rathbone has come across, puts good pressure on the ball. Lovely skill, though, to get past him initially by Apter. Good tackle on the cover by Longman. Through on the halfway line.
Well, they'll be here with confidence today, Blackpool. Been in really good form, particularly that man, though, Rob Apter. Just went on that little run then. Hat-trick last time out on Friday. He had a very good Friday.
Oh, very nice. Very good. As Blackpool now working from the back with Ollie Casey, helping on to a fire. Very highly rated right back on loan from Brighton. Feeds it forwards. Wrexham again putting good pressure on the ball. It's driven forwards by Morgan and repelled. Good header in midfield by Rathbone to win it. Morgan again looking to turn Wrexham's defence. Scar has plenty of time to go back to Okonkwo. Okonkwo, right-footed. Smith is on the chase against Baggott and makes a nuisance of himself. Baggott does well to get rid of it. Coulson just about gets away with a slack first touch. Works it to the left. Here's Silvera. Nice little pass inside. Coulson finds Fletcher between the lines. Blackpool, first time they've got into the Wrexham half here. And it's a fire. Working out wide. Apter now cutting onto his left foot. Has a look up into the box. 30 yards out. Carries it into the edge of the area. But it can't be received. And Wrexham tried to break. James got Smith on the run, sees him, and plays a great ball. Smith, left channel. Only Rodriguez is keeping up with him. He's on the edge of the area. Smith delivers and plays it in too early. It'll be picked up on the left side of the box by Tyra, the keeper. But again, good pace from Wrexham, good directness, good to see.
Yeah, and I think Smith does the right thing. You're just expecting Rodriguez to just absolutely bomb it into the position where he actually puts the ball. He sort of just delays, whether he's expecting it to come towards the edge of the box, I'm not sure. But again, like you say, positive from Wrexham.
It's going to be fascinating to see the two different styles of play, though. 4-4-2, really. Blackpool, old school, Fletcher and Ennis up front. And it's been really interesting when speaking to Ian Chisnall, the BBC correspondent for Blackpool that I've known for many, many years. and he was talking about Sonny Carey, who's not in the team today, and the two midfielders, Morgan and Lee Evans, and he wanted all three in the team but didn't know how to get them in the team, so he's ended up playing the 4-4-2 with Carey off one side, drifting into the middle, which releases Coulson down this left-hand side. So as long as we deal with those, we should have an overload in that central midfield role, and we should be able to pick up a lot of second balls.
It was a good ball out to the flank by Okonkwo then. McLean's won a throw-in, level the edge of the area, taken quickly, and Wrexham feed it back to the halfway line. Brunt switching it across to Cleworth. Longman drops off and receives it deep. Blackpool step up with him, and Wrexham go into their own half to draw Blackpool out further. Scar, who I must say on Friday has showed a decent range of passing, which I didn't associate him with so much previously with us. Long ball forwards, and Tyra, the Blackpool keeper, plays it down the right. That's a good idea. Finds Apter. Immediately Rathbone snaps him with the challenge. Scar puts the header into touch. Throw to Blackpool in midfield, right hand side.
Well, they've been brilliant to any ball that's gone in with a little bit of softer rather than a bit of pace. They've been on it. Those second balls, not giving any Blackpool player any time in possession so far.
Yeah, terrific start this by Wrexham. Really fast-paced and aggressive. Fletcher was beaten by Matty James. Good play. Finds Smith isolated up front. He fights hard and in the end creates a loose ball, which Dobson latches onto in his own half. Brunt feeding it back to Scar. Blackpool stepping up to put pressure on. Two terrifically experienced managers in Parkinson and Bruce. As Brunt gives it away, but it comes back to him, and he's able to feed it down deep into the Blackpool half. A fire. Once more, Blackpool at the back. Use Tyra. Blackpool fans making noise as well. Brilliant atmosphere here. As I said, not just one-sided. Great header by Brunt, and it'll be picked up by Rodriguez, 30 yards out. Works it back to Longman. Wrexham have the ball securely in midfield now. McLean wants to switch. Dobson delivers a beautiful ball out to him. McLean volleys it straight back to Brunt. Blackpool now are forced into their mid-block. Matty James turns, feeds Cleworth. Longman, with opponents around him, finds Dobson in a bit of space in the middle of the pitch, and he pings another beauty out. And now McLean's got time to take a touch and have a go to fire. Pulls it back to the corner of the box. Rathbone hits the shots. Keeper grabs it at the second attempt. First effort on goal. Good aggression.
Yeah, brilliant. Two switches of play by Dobson, getting McLean in on the ball. He decides to come in onto his right foot, sets Rathbone. You think he might just play it first time cross, but he takes a touch, hits it, doesn't quite catch it very well, but keeper spills it but gathers it. No problem for me for Dobson going in and trying to just pinch that. Whether he got him or not, I'm not too sure, but I think he's in his right to go and have a poke.
Yeah, he's gone down holding his head, but didn't seem to be an awful lot in it, really. The ref has given him the free kick, probably just because the game stopped him much anything else. And it's a long kick by Tyra, which bounces on. Cleworth heads it partly clear. Knocked into midfield by McLean. Rodriguez can't get a proper touch on it. So now here's Coulson, left-hand side on a halfway line. All Wrexham so far. 9th minute. Poor touch by Silvera. Longman tries to surge forwards. Looked like he was held back. Wrexham wanted the free kick. Evans' clearance goes straight through to Okonkwo anyway. And now here is Max Cleworth. Back to Okonkwo. Still 0-0 at Wickham. I'm having a little sneaky look at that as well on my phone. As the ball is knocked long. Rodriguez beaten in the air. And Blackpool knock over the top. One for Ennis to chase, but it's Scar getting there comfortably first. He hooks it clear. Brunt, the test of his touch. And he's lost the ball, actually. He gets a foot in and concedes a throw-in.
Yeah, it's a little bit scrappy. I think Dan Scar, if he could just have a little bit more communication from Arthur or someone around him. Ennis did slip, but I think he's made the decision to just try and hook it round. And then Lewis Brunt just caught a little bit unaware, not expecting that ball, I don't think.
So throw, level the edge of the box. To Blackpool. And they're setting up for a long one. Slung in towards the near post with height. Good header by Scar. Blackpool pick it up 30 yards out. Coulson now. Left hand side, Longman comes to him. Coulson driving at him, corner of the box, goes outside, drills in across. Well read by James, who doesn't just intercept, he plays a great ball to Smith. Rodriguez and Marks in the middle. Smith gets his head up, good defending by Afire to stop him playing the pass. But Longman now surging forwards. Rodriguez offside, so Longman runs into a crowd. McLean was in space on the switch, but to be fair, I don't think Longman could see him. Rodriguez had run offside, and I don't think Longman really had many options but to try and hang on to it and see what accrued.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only option he probably had of just doing the O'Connell and dinking it and running and just hoping that it was able to drop behind him, but he tries to dribble through and has it taken off him. But yeah, Rodriguez had gone for the earlier pass and Longman had his head down so couldn't see it. And like you said, McLean free on the left-hand side, but as Longman cuts in the pitch, he's got his head down, he doesn't manage to see it.
Wrexham putting pressure on Blackpool as they look to build in their own half. It's quite a sight to our left. You've got packed Wrexham fans all standing up. You've got loads of police and stewards in their bibs at the front because Rob McElhenney's in there amongst them. And then you've got I want to say phalanx of Welcome to Wrexham cameras, but actually there's only one now. There were a couple before. Here now, Brunt, nice piece of work, stepping into a deception and turns away from it. That's just lovely play, finds McLean. And now Wrexham can build. Matty James has been impressive so far. He's got Smith making a run to his left, plays it shorter to Rodriguez, who helps her on. McLean in space now, taking on a fire, level the edge of the area. He pulls it back for Rathbone. James is available. Wrexham go back to the halfway line. Here now is Dobson. Wrexham switching across to the right to Cleworth, dominating possession. Longman, first time back to Cleworth. Wrexham much zippier with the ball. Nice idea by Cleworth, awkward one to deal with, and it's headed out for a throw by the corner flag to Wrexham.
Yeah, the good passage of play. Wrexham swinging the ball round the back, sweeping it round to the other side.
Charlton have scored at Wickham.
Yeah, more important things, eh?
Yeah. Longman holds it up, gives it back to Longman. Dobson does. Longman's cross goes behind for a corner. Great start this by Wrexham. It just needs a
get some reward for it. When Longman gets the ball outside, Sam Smith's at the front post, Rodriguez at the back post, and Ollie Rathbone is making his way in. We've got McLean at the back post as well. I think we've got to move them. You know, because Longman's putting the ball in 100%, he's trying to cross the ball. So either Smith pulls out of that hole in the front and lets Rodriguez go into it, or Smith pulls out and Ollie Rathbone goes it. Just somebody to move one of these defenders out the way to create an opportunity for somebody.
Matty James is on the away swinging corner. Wrexham have a player in the 6-yard box. The rest making runs. It's chipped in, headed partly clear. Smith can't quite get to the loose ball. It's launched clear. Throw into Wrexham. 10 yards into the Blackpool half, left-hand side.
Our set pieces, you know, I'm not too sure. We haven't looked like we're going to score one for a while. We were so dangerous early part of the season. We had McLean on one side, whipping him in, and we just never really looked like we're going to attack it.
That's a hell of a ball by Brunt, switching for Longman. Great recovery by Coulson to just about get to the loose ball as Dobson attacked it. Now, can Blackpool break away? Wrexham wants handball against Apter, not given. Rathbone and McLean battling away, but Apter's got through and works it wide. Edison now on the right-hand side. Apter wants to pull back and says it's a corner. Wrexham very unhappy not to get the decision there, though, in midfield.
Yeah, I think Matty James felt like there was a pull on his shirt, maybe, but I think him and James McLean just both don't really decide who's actually going to take that ball. It looks like it's theirs all day long, and then Apter does really well to get back ahead of them with that pace. They're just off balance, but then we do really well to recover, get back. So that's a chance for Blackpool.
So corner, right-hand side, away swinger. Everyone back for Wrexham. Afire, the furthest player back for Blackpool. He's only about 35 yards out, as is the fashion. Ball swept towards the penalty spot. Good header, clear that by Scar. It's helped on further. And Wrexham come out of their box. Afire on the halfway line. Rathbone has stepped up with the pressure on the ball. Afire surges down the right-hand side. Runs into a challenge. Good work by McLean. Brunt is there, turning it to the corner of his area. James round the corner looking for Smith. And he creates a loose ball. Blackpool feed it backwards. Casey to Baggett, who's very calm on the ball under pressure from Dobson. But Wrexham's midfielders happy to step up, put pressure on high at the pitch. It's good to see.
Yeah, we've definitely been quicker in trying to get that ball into Smith or Rodriguez. Just got to make sure they're both ready for it as well.
And Rodriguez has been staying closer to Smith, it seems to be, than often happens when we lose the ball, as now we see him looking to make a challenge from an advanced position. Blackpool looking to build still in their own half. Morgan shifting it across to Coulson. Wrexham are working very hard when we haven't got the ball. Morgan again, clips it over the top. Good idea for Fletcher. That's a great ball for Fletcher. But Scar deals with him superbly, just barging him off and running it behind for the goal kick.
Well, what a brilliant game so far. Both teams are going at it, which is exactly what we expected because both teams need to win.
Yeah, absolutely. But a draw, not a huge amount to us. Absolutely no use to Blackpool. And there's a feeling on and off the pitch that reflects that exactly. Okonkwo drilling it long, puts it out of play, throwing the halfway line. A fire will take as he receives the ball from his manager.
Come on, Arthur, you've got enough grass to leave it on the pitch, surely.
A fire now gets it back from the throw and feeds it back into his own half once more. Baggott deep in his own half. You certainly can't ask for more in terms of Wrexham's intent so far. Wrexham are certainly looking to take the game to Blackpool. Blackpool have looked decent on the breakaway, although that touch there by Ennis goes out for a throw on the halfway line.
Well, Wrexham's intensity has been 10 times what it was on Friday. They're right at it. The first player, the nearest player, is going for the ball. They just look such a better team. OK, we've not created a shot yet on target or a chance, but we've certainly had the ball and we've looked like we've had the opportunity to maybe make it if the right pass or the right cross comes in.
Throw on the halfway line. Brunt down the line, nodded inside by Rodriguez, cleared by Morgan. Scar heads it back into midfield, where Rathbone does well to get a touch and Rodriguez does well to bring it down. A strong challenge on him, wins it back. A fire into midfield. Evans, though, facing his own goal, has to go back to his keeper. Sam Smith keeping him honest. Tyra with a long kick deep into Wrexham's half. It's well won as well by Ennis, but is run back to the keeper by Cleworth. And so it's Okonkwo again with the ball in his hands. Looking around for options. The two Blackpool strikers have to have stepped up so Wrexham can't build in the back. Although Cleworth's on. No, maybe not actually. I didn't see Fletcher behind the pillar. So Okonkwo goes long. Rodriguez backing in. It bounces beyond. Smith will fight for this. Backs in. And now it's a 50-50 in midfield. Well won in midfield as well by Dobson. And Wrexham again have control of the ball. Matty James feeding. Oh, he's looking for Dobson, who wasn't looking. And now Ennis is breaking down the right. Gets into the box, right-hand side. Scar stuck with him well. And Matty James got the foot in. Although it was he who played the pass, I think it was Dobson's fault. He just didn't seem to be paying attention. His head was down as McLean is clattered. Free kick to Wrexham.
Yeah, I was just about to say Matty James started this game really well. And then he just doesn't look. I don't think either of them look really, do they? Dobson just completely running the other way, not expecting that ball at all. Allows that Blackpool counter, but Wrexham again recovered really well, working hard to get back in, not allowing that space to counter properly. And then James McLean just gets absolutely clattered.
So free kicks to Wrexham in our own half. McLean got clattered, but it was Ennis, was it, who felled him, who's the one who actually stayed down. That's what happens. You kick James McLean, you're more likely to get injured than he is. So Okonkwo now ready with a free kick.
It's brilliant noise, isn't it? Both sets of fans are really going for it. Everybody stood up in the away end. I'm not sure that's allowed, but they are. They're in the corridors and everything. I think that was partly the trouble.
Well, the referee very harsh
Wow.
there. Smith won a good flick. Rodriguez seemed to be pushed in the back. The ref didn't give the foul. He landed on the ball and the ref's given obstruction against him. I'm not quite sure what he's supposed to do apart from fall on the ball if you get pushed in the back. Blackpool take the free kick quickly. Put themselves under a little bit of pressure for a moment, but they've managed to get control now and go back to Tyra. And he hits it long to the halfway line. Fletcher against Scar. Scar's really aggressive. Wins it again. The fire nodding it down. Not the best pass, and Morgan does very well to find Coulson, who surges past Dobson. Dobson takes him down. The referee straight to his pocket. Yellow card for Dobson. Not saying it wasn't. But we've seen plenty of refs not give yellows at this stage of a game. Most notably last Friday, of course. So Dobson goes in the book early. That's fair enough. Coulson got past him. Dobson lunged in. Got a bit of a grab of his arm as well, just to make sure.
Yeah, Coulson's another one who's impressed me so far in this game. You can tell he's probably not traditionally a left back. Really looks eager to go forward.
Ball is worked wide to Silvera. Chips it into the right side of the box. Ball headed down. Fletcher brings it down nicely again, though. Scar is having a real battle with him. Half clears. McLean gets a boot to it. Puts it out of play on the right-hand side for Blackpool, just ahead of the halfway line, right in front of Phil Parkson, who's very, very animated down there. Blackpool working it around in their own half. Yeah, Coulson looks really keen to come forwards, as a big switch by Evans is massively overhit. But I want to see Longman at him as well.
Yeah, well, Coulson's the one. That's why when the winger can move inside to help the three midfielders, it frees up the space in front of him for him to go. He's a really attack-minded fullback, and that's why the system works so well for them.
Cleworth then with the throw. Rodriguez goes over his head. Smith scrapping away. Baggett's Park clears it. Comes back awkwardly to him, and he has to hook it over his shoulder for a throw to Wrexham, right-hand side, about 10 yards into the Blackpool half. Cleworth quickly throws it back to Scar. 22nd minute, still no goals here, but very lively. Cleworth lifts over the top, looking for Smith. That's a nice idea. Coulson volleys away. Dobson to the seconds. Longman does well, controls his header down to Cleworth. Wrexham have possession now in the Blackpool half. Cleworth sets himself, looking down the line. There's not much space down there. Wrexham switch it back out, going from right to left. Brunt changes direction typically now. He's got his head up looking for the pass. Good ball in to Rathbone, who turns, helps on to McLean. McLean back to Rathbone. Back to the halfway line. Wrexham just probing. And then when it doesn't work out, just pulling it back, recirculating, see where they can get themselves. Brunt works it inside. James, Rathbone hurries up the pace of the move, looking for McLean, wins a throw. And Rathbone sprinting down the line to take it as well. Then realises no one else kept up with him, leaves it for McLean.
Well, when Brunt gets it there, I've seen Rodriguez come in. He's just come in a little bit too far because he's just right being marked by the two central midfielders, and we need him to pick that pocket in behind them so one pass can break them and he's onto the back four.
And we've consistently seen Brunt play those sorts of passes. He really drills the men, doesn't he, between the lines. The Concourt with the long kick. Rathbone brings it down beautifully. McLean pops inside first time to Rodriguez. His ball forwards is a nice idea. Smith inside to McLean. Burst edge of the area. What a chance for McLean! And what a save by Tyra! It's on his right foot, but surely McLean's got to score there. He carries it 10 yards out. It's a superb save, but oh, what a chance.
Well, it's a brilliant move by Wrexham. So nice to watch. Just keep it at the back for a while, don't we? And then suddenly we burst into action. Ollie Rathbone, lovely little touch. And James McLean, what an opportunity. Does so well, does the hard bit, just drives into that space. And you're just thinking it has to be a goal. You just can't find that corner. Good save, Tyra.
Corner, left-hand side. Wrexham have a crowd round the penalty spot. What a big moment that was. Ball swept under the bar. Free header for Scar. Puts it back in the goal mouth, and the keeper's able to take it after Baggett headed it up in the air rather. But, I mean, I'm sure he didn't mean it, but unorthodox defending. He somehow just managed to hit the pace off it, and Tyra could come and pluck it out of the air. Goodness me.
Well, that extra touch from McLean is amazing. He's coming in, looks like he's going to take it, takes that touch, and then the only place he can put it is exactly where he puts it. Maybe lifts it a little bit, but the keeper reads it, he gambles, and bang, great save.
2-0 to Charlton. That's why the Wrexham fans are going nuts. Oh man, if McLean's chance had gone in as well, we'd be exactly where we want to be. So we're level on points with Wycombe. Their goal difference was 5 better. Suddenly it's 3 better.
Well, we've just got to find. Sorry, Mark. We've just got to find the back of that net, haven't we? Started so well in this game. Started well on Friday though, can't let it slip because you
While
know
we're on
Blackpool will
top.
take a count.
Exactly so. Conco knocks it long. Rodriguez is after this. Firm header clear though by Casey. Look like a handball by Fletcher. That ref doesn't give it. Rodriguez chases a long ball over the top, trying to force Tyra to come out of the box, but he's able to claim it in time. Yeah, I want to get carried away with Charlton doing a number on Wickham, but we're playing them next, aren't we? So
Yeah, let's not get too carried away.
yeah. Long ball for Fletcher, who's wrestling with Scar. Ref doesn't give a foul as Scar had his hands around Fletcher's body. Rodriguez lays it off. McLean looking to drive forwards, looking to make amends after coming so close but not finding the target a couple of minutes ago. Rathbone looks up, has it 10 yards into the Blackpool half. Cleworth now as Wrexham shift from left to right. Wrexham keeping the ball moving well. Longman, lovely little give and go. Great return ball by Dobson. Now Longman has drawn Baggers out from the middle. Sweeps into the far post. Great defensive header that. Smith was tearing at it. And it's a tremendous header by Casey. Longman fouls as he comes back, and the ref this time doesn't get his card out. I think he could do if he wanted to. Longman stopping the attack. Oh, it's a good game this, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly where I was saying before. Longman wants to score, wants to cross the ball into the box, and in that corridor, you've got to know that what he's going to get. He's going to do it before he goes past the man, and that's where you've got to get across that front post. And even if you don't get it and it goes behind you, you've dragged that centre half out the middle, which might create a bit of space behind you.
Now Brunt has let Ennis get in behind him on the right. Little step over by the striker. He pulls it back. Dobson is there. And again, doesn't just panic and clear it. He finds Rathbone. Wrexham get, I think it's a free kick the ref's given rather than a throw for handball.
Well, Tyra's gone
Keeper's
down
down,
as
yeah.
well.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to be bad-minded, but I wish he'd gone down before making that save.
It was an amazing save.
It was
amazing,
unbelievable,
'cause
wasn't it? Yeah.
What the keeper's got to do is he's got to make his mind up and just gamble, because he's got no chance really if he waits to see where the shot's gone, because it's gone past you. So what he does is he just goes that way purely because of Coulson on the floor. The other side, he says, well, he can't get it through him, so I'll gamble this way. McLean just turns his toe, puts it towards. Maybe if he does lift it, he's got more of a chance of scoring, but you've got the risk of it going over. A brilliant save, but really good all-round play.
Well, it's his leg that seems to be the problem. He took a whack to the head earlier on, but it seems to be his right leg that's the issue. They do have a sub-keeper on the bench, as though the rest of the players are going across to take on some refreshment.
Yeah, well, I just hope this little break in play doesn't stop the intensity of this game, because like we've said, it's been absolutely brilliant. Wrexham have come out so well. They've done really everything Phil Parkinson would have asked them to, apart from get that ball in the back of the net. But you just feel like it's coming, don't you? Very different to the last few games where even when we've had decent moments, just haven't felt like the chances are going to fall for us. But today, the ones who've gone out there have been absolutely brilliant so far.
Well, Tyra's up, and he seems to be moving around very freely, skipping around, and you kind of wonder whether...
Tactical,
Yeah.
do you think?
That's,
Just go down, take the sting out of it. Wrexham are up.
yeah. Can't help
We're on
wondering
the
it,
front
can you?
foot. Well, it's definitely. Let's not make no two bones about it. He's fine, absolutely fine.
So, bit of cute work by Tyra, the young keeper. Brunt throws down the line. Beautiful take by Rodriguez. That's nice. And immediately Rathbone switches accurately. Longman brings it down on the right. Dobson is available inside. Longman pulls it back to Cleworth instead. Dobson wants to get involved. Receives. And then back to Cleworth. Blackpool have got back again into their mid-block. Wrexham just moving it around at the back. Cleworth now. Dobson works so hard when he's got the ball, just making himself available. Cleworth toe ends a huge switch. Just too much on it for McLean. Just clears his head, throw to Blackpool.
Yeah, when Cleworth's got it there, though, both of our strikers are stood in between the two centre halves. And I think there has to be some sort of run either to feet or in behind to give Cleworth an option of just putting it in the channel and maybe getting a corner or something.
Rathbone under pressure, good footwork, and he works it backwards. And Wrexham will build from the back once more. My watch has just told me I'm in a dangerously loud environment. 95 decibels. I'm not surprised. It wants me to move from here, but I'm staying.
Well, every time I I get home, my stress levels on my watch.
It's Dobson to Rodriguez. What a save again by Tyra. It's another huge chance, one-on-one. To be fair to Rodriguez, Tyra starting position is high. He's right in his face. I think Rodriguez does the right thing, trying to clip it over him, but Tyra's so close he saves of his chest. Longman again now, cutting inside. Works it into midfield. Wrexham on fire, but can't hit the net. And that lovely footwork by Rathbone at the start of it to just keep possession and keep things going. Because just look down as well. Charlton nearly got a third there.
Well, it's another massive chance, isn't it? It's a great first-time ball in from Dobson. Controls it really well. It's not doesn't come at him at an easy height. And then Rodriguez, you're just thinking, can he maybe take it round him? Can he just lift it, a little dink or something? But again, Tyra does well, makes himself big.
Wrexham fans shouting for a foul, but Longo wins it back brilliantly and beats two men, driving forward to Baggott, sweeps it in beyond Smith. McLean on the lunge, pokes it back in the goal mouth, and Casey just about beats Smith to it under the bar.
Well, Longman's been nothing short of magnificent so far. Every time he's got it, he's looking to be really positive. He's played a couple of little 1-2s and moved Coulson around. And every time he's got ahead and got a chance to put a cross in, he's put it in with quality as well. We've got to take one of these chances. It's a brilliant first touch by Rodriguez as it comes across his body outside of the boot, puts it on his right foot. Tyra comes out, makes himself big, like you say. Could he lift it a little bit?
Rodriguez backs in well. Smith drives forwards. Dobson hits it. Another good save by Tyra, particularly because he got his hands to it. It dropped out of his hands and he managed to catch it again on the half volley before it bounced out because Rodriguez is following in for the rebound. Tyra keeping a minute at the moment.
Yeah, he's been the difference so far, sadly, in our case. But I think Rodriguez had a shout for possible foul on him initially. I'm not sure if it hit the hand of the Blackpool defender, but then does really well to keep it alive. And yeah, it's a very good strike, isn't it, by George Dobson. But Wrexham just so on top at the moment.
Quick free kick is a nice idea. Casey reads it, but a fire with a heavy touch. Goodness me, Wrexham look so sharp and aggressive and direct.
Well, it's just a tempo. That's all it is ball gets a free kick. James ball, hand on, plays forward. It puts them on the back foot. They're not set. Whenever we slow and have a slow tempo to our play, we're very, very predictable.
Here is Cleworth now in his own half, feeding it on. Dobson looking around his corner as Coulson comes to him. He's forced backwards, sensibly plays the way he's facing, and Cleworth wins the throw. But yeah, Wrexham are really getting their teeth into this. Those of you who put comments and ask Wrexham, we haven't a chance to get to you because this game is just compelling. Okonkwo in his own penalty area just took too long then, and with Fletcher coming to put pressure on and just scoops it into the crowd.
Yeah, that's where he's got to be better, Arthur. He knows that. It just allows Blackpool to just come on to us a bit more, takes away that intensity we've been playing at.
From the throw, good tackle by Rathbone, another throw to Blackpool, over the edge of the area, right hand side. A fire will take it, will he? No, he's leaving it, so it'll be another long one coming in from Evans, the Blackpool skipper. The centre backs go up. And Wrexham again need to stand firm. Here comes the long throw, in with a lot of height to Okonkwo. They take that, comes in the crowd, aggressive work. Hits an early kick, gets under it a little bit. Smith will compete for it. Ooh, and he's knocked it hard back in his own half. James does well to get there. He concedes a foul in the end and ends up flat on his face himself as he collides. Well, I say collides. He's not very happy, I don't think, with the contact Casey made on him, but it's a free kick 35 yards out to Blackpool. The referee not pleasing the Wrexham fans. He's allowing a lot of physical contact. I'm not necessarily saying he's wrong, but he's, well, in the cliche, trying to let the game flow, isn't he? Free kick square. Coulson stands it with height beyond the far post, nodded down nicely and hooked over the bar. Is that a corner? Yes. The shot by Ennis just took a clip off a defender for soaring over the bar, and Wrexham, for the first time in the game, really having to defend for a sustained amount of time.
Yeah, and this is where we've got to be switched on. We've been so good in this first 35 minutes or so. Just got to stay switched on when it comes the other way.
So corner left-hand side. Getting everyone back for Wrexham. As the ball is swept into head 6-yard box, flicked partly clear. Rathbone gets ahead to it. It's played back in by Evans. Nasty ball, brilliant headed by Cleworth. It'll come in again though. Chance to hit it, and it's just over from the man in form after. That was close. I think Okonkwo had it covered. In fact, he may have got a touch. It's another corner.
Yeah, he got a touch, and it's a really important touch because I think that's finding the back of the net. It's a great little strike from Apter, the man in form. Lovely little turn, and you know exactly where he's going to put it. Arthur does really well to get a fingertip.
Corner, away swinger again. Longman doesn't deal with it fully. It's attacked Wrexham onto foul. Not given, drops back into goal mouth. Okonkwo will claim that. Immediately Smith's demanding a long kick. Okonkwo delivers. Now then, Smith on the chase against the fire. Crucial defensive header, or Smith is one-on-one with the keeper, and Smith bounces up and down. That was a great ball by Okonkwo.
Well, it's the first time Okonkwo's got it right. His kick just hits it. Smith runs one way, checks, goes into the other channel. Afai does ever so well because it's awkward for him. He just gets something on it to drop it behind him and into a recovering centre midfielder.
So here we are. I can't believe 35 minutes gone already. As Blackpool again building from the back. It's worked over the top for Ennis. Good foot in by Scar. Throw goes Blackpool's way, level the edge of the area. Wrexham 0-0 here. Charlton 2-0 up at Wycombe. I got that game on my phone and I looked down, and every time I look down, Wycombe don't seem to have the ball. As Wrexham scrapping, win it back and clear long. Nobody up there, but it gives Wrexham a chance to get out the pitch. An opportunity they're certainly taking. They come sprinting up into that mid-block very quickly. Rathbone has stepped up into the Wycombe, the Blackpool half. As Blackpool try to pass their way through, Fletcher dropping off, just lays it back onto the right-hand side. A fire, lifts it. Ennis up front, Scar battling as well, brings it down, and then seemed to be held back as he clears. Ennis again lunging in. Wrexham pick up the seconds, drilled long by McLean. No real need to do that. He's given the ball straight back to Blackpool. Evans working it wide. After, lovely play, clips it over McLean, who goes around too easily. And now After delivers to the far post. Rathbone chased him well though, and the ball goes long. Can Coulson keep it in? No, he can't. Goal kick. Blackpool thought it was a corner. And
it is a corner.
It is a corner. Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
Referee gave a goal kick, then looks over to his linesman that's a good 60, 70 metres away, and he's given it. So, well, I think it was a corner.
Yeah, fair enough.
From the reaction of the crowd in that corner.
It was a overhit cross because Rathbone got back really well to hassle Apter. So a corner now, left-hand side. And Blackpool looking to capitalise on a controversial decision. Apter again with the away swinger. And there's movement in the goal mouth. He floats it in there, headed partly away by Longman. Shot comes back in, way off target. Morgan never got on top of that, slashed it high and wide.
Well, just watching this, our setup is Rodriguez is in the hole and Brunt is on the 6-yard line free. That's why we don't put two men on the posts, either post. But Silveira, he's the one that, as it's just about to be taken, he comes and stands in front of Rodriguez, the front man, to put him off, as to make the cross as it comes in, miss everybody so that they can get a second person runner at the back post. And thankfully Rodriguez has seen that, he's muscled him out a little bit, and Longman's been back to help him.
Okonkwo knocks it long. Rodriguez flicks it on, off balance. Smith as well to create a loose ball. Rodriguez, gets the free kick this time. Bit of a late challenge on him. And Wrexham get a free kick about 35 yards out on the left-hand side. McLean standing over it. Blackpool set a line just outside the box. Brunt, Scarm, Cleworth on the right-hand side, far post, looking to drive into that danger area. McLean steps up, sweeps it in behind Smith, who manages to prod it backwards to Longman. He just stands it back in there, easy for the keeper. I think if he hadn't made it, Cleworth was offside anyway. And now Fletcher's looking to break down the left-hand side. Matty James trying to force him wide. He's found Ennis, great return ball. Fletcher corner of the box, but he's isolated and does well to win a throw-in level at the edge of the Wrexham area.
Yeah, well, Blackpool have done really well last 10 minutes or so to grow back into it, because it looked like it was just all Wrexham. But they've done really well in moments just to keep hold of the ball, just kill that bit of Wrexham, high intensity, high tempo.
Tyra going down does seem to have some effect. That does seem to sort of stop Wrexham momentum a little bit. There'll be other little moments that one sticks in my head as McLean just drilling it straight back at Blackpool when the pressure began, when maybe we could have done better to hold on to the ball ourselves. Scar, good interception, but Blackpool's midfield is starting to win the second balls now. Evans does well to tee up Morgan. Coulson coming back inside. It's crowded in the centre circle, and Morgan gets it wrong, or Evans rather, but luckily for him, Silvera comes back to keep it in play. There's the ball in the middle of the pitch. Blackpool feeding it around. If you can hear that fan, I apologise for the language. And I've got to be honest, it's not exactly the most accurate criticism from a tactical point of view, I would argue. As Tyra drives it long and right-footed. Brunt beaten to us in the air by Fletcher. McLean on the cover. Will get there. He wants to run out of play though, and he hasn't done. Dispossessed by Apter. Wrexham lucky that the ball comes off after last for a Wrexham throw, but he's made a couple of little mistakes like that, McLean, in this first half. He's also got forwards into good positions as well. But the throw to Wrexham anyway, level the edge of the area.
Yeah, Blackpool have just been, the last 5-7 minutes, just come into it a little bit more, a couple of corners, you know, just up the wrong end for us. We're just unable to get those second balls like we did do in that first half an hour where we were absolutely on top.
Blackpool again building from the back. Yeah, they've got a lot more possession as well. They're starting to find their attacking players as Fletcher goes down. Ref doesn't give a foul. The challenge behind from Brunt, but Blackpool get to the second ball anyway. And again look to build from deep. The ball is skimmed across the surface to Coulson. Bloomfield Road pitch looks fantastic for a late season game. A Fire drives much too much strength on that. A Concord will take that easily.
Well, when I played here, it looked like we had to get off the pitch soon because the tide was going to come in, and by the end of the game, it was so sandy.
And not all this really nice sort of free-sided sweep in front of us, I guess, wouldn't have all been there, because this is quite a recent addition. It's been a funny ground for quite a while, but it looks impressive now as Ennis is penalised for handball. So why isn't it a yellow card, Ross? He's saying he deliberately handled it to benefit. He said he flicked the ball up with his hands. Well, couldn't just hit him. Anyway, sorry, I'm just a barrack room lawyer. Okonkwo with the free kick, 35 yards out from his own goal. It's been gripping. They're still 0-0 here. It's still 2-0 to Charlton at Wickham. Okonkwo, right-footed, pings it down the flank, puts it out of play. And is immediately encouraged by the target, Rodriguez.
It's just frustrating for me. Honestly, it's a free kick. All you have to do is put it into an area, let the players go and head it, and he kicks it off the pitch. It just lose your momentum.
Good ball forwards by Rathbone. Smith can't quite find him with a flick round the corner. Throw again to Blackpool. In the Wrexham half, right-hand side, about 10 yards into Wrexham territory. They take it quickly, maybe too quickly. Matty James does well to clear and find Smith, who works it down nicely. Rodriguez helping her on for Rathbone, and nutmegs his man beautifully. Breaking down the left, got no space. Fights with Apton, wins a throw-in. Great stuff from Rathbone.
Yeah, his footwork has been another level today, Ollie Rathbone. He's been brilliant every time he's got on the ball. But Wrexham just need to make sure as we finish out this half, every time we win that ball back, can we just keep hold of it, not give it back straight away? Just we've been guilty of a couple of times last few chances.
Yeah, Rathbone looks like he's on a sort of charity trickathon, doesn't he? All of a sudden, he's turned into Nanny. And there's Brunt, lovely change of feet, and then gives it away. Luckily, ricochets for a throw on the halfway line.
You see where Rodriguez is starting now from the position. He's 20 yards further away from Smith. I'd like him to start a little bit closer to Smith and then go drop off, so that they've got a decision to make. You know, the centre halves have got a decision to make whether to go with him or not. He seems to be in there already.
And as it turned out, Smith was a little bit too close because Rodriguez won a header and Smith couldn't reach it. As now Scar is beaten to it. Great pace by Apter. Can he deliver? No, he wins a corner. Apter, well, I mean, like I say, 3 years ago he scored a hat-trick. He looks terrific, doesn't he?
He's looked really bright so far in this game. You can tell that he had a brilliant game on Friday because he just looks full of that confidence and momentum. It's been a good battle on that side between him and James McLean.
Only 2 minutes added time, despite Tyra being treated. Ball swept in towards the penalty spot, headed towards goal. Okonkwo had it covered as it goes over. Decent ball in from the right-hand side. The header just couldn't quite be controlled by Coulson.
Yeah, I think we're probably the happier of the two to get in at half-time at the moment, because Blackpool are just in the ascendancy. Wrexham just struggling they've lost that snappiness that they had at the start. But that comes with the absolute press and the all-out intent that they had at the start. Very difficult to maintain that for 90 minutes.
Okonkwo launches it long. And it goes out of play. Throw to Blackpool, 10 yards short of the halfway line, right-hand side. A fire with the ball in his hands. We've had one of the 2 added minutes of fire. Looks in absolutely no rush to get on with things. Throws it down the line in the end. Great climb by Brunt. Dobson down the line. Smith fighting. It's half cleared. Robson again under pressure on the halfway. Again gets out really well. And it's switched quickly by Brunt to Cleworth. Now then Dobson's making a good run ahead of him. He uses Longman instead. He's in his own half. Wrexham working it back to Scar. Scar sets himself and goes long, looking for McLean. A fire backstone, heads it into midfield. Morgan lays it down. Lee digs at Evans, digs out a good ball forwards, and Rathbone works hard at a lateral run just to put pressure on, and then win that tackle, knock it off Coulson. Wrexham get the decision.
There's great pressure. Ollie Rathbone again working hard to get to the other side of the pitch and win that ball back. Does really well.
Cleworth then, the ball in his hands. We've had the 2 minutes. Throws it forwards. It bounces through, and the referee ends the first half. That was fast-paced and exciting. Now you can join Andy and Mia, of course, now, as they go across to join Chris Malaband again and do the match day live. I'll go through your Ask Wrexham comments. There were some good ones before the match. I had no chance to look down since, because goodness me, that was breathless. That was, it felt like a promotion face-off, didn't it? I'm just looking down. There's a minute left of added time at Wickham. They remain 2-0 down against Charlton as their manager spits angrily into the ground. He's stalking up and down at the front of his technical area. He's not too happy by the look of him. Wow, 0-0 at half-time. Wrexham had the chances. Tyra with 2 fabulous saves. First to deny McLean when he was one-on-one. You could argue McLean just shouldn't have given them a chance, to be fair. But it was one heck of a save, as Andy said, gambling to his right. And somehow managed to push it round the post. And then another fine save to deny Rodriguez one-on-one, where his starting position was very high. He raced up the pitch as well. And Rodriguez trying to lift it over him, just couldn't get enough on it. He also made a good save from an excellent shot from outside the box by Dobson. So Tyra, and you could argue, changing momentum of the match by pretending to be injured and taking the sting out of Wrexham just when we were getting some really good momentum going. So 0-0 at half-time here. The connection has just started to fail on the phone, with seconds left at Wickham of the first half. 2-0, like I said, to Charlton there. I'll check back in on that in a little bit. Well, let's have a little look and see what you guys have been throwing out on Ask Wrexham. As, like I said, the sharp end of the season, there's nothing quite like it for terrifying you, is there? It's frightening, but it's wonderful, but it's frightening. That's about as articulate as I'm going to get today, I'll be honest with you. When I arrived at the ground today, I found some tangerine peel in my pocket, which must be from like Exeter or something. I'm classy. I don't clear out my coat pockets unless I absolutely have to. And it's Jamie McNeil, Dixon McNeil's son, giving me a wave. That's cool. I used to teach him. I feel old. And yeah, I sort of thought, okay, that must be some sort of omen, seeing as Blackpool are the tangerines, but I don't know exactly what it is. Let's have a little look. As Jim Barrett on Arse Wrexham has been pretty clear for a while at 1-0 as how this team's going to win games. I wouldn't mind more goal scoring, but 1-0 will do at the moment. Absolutely agree with that. Goodness me, let's just get that breakthrough. We deserve it, I think. We've certainly worked tired enough, but we just need that breakthrough, don't we? Goodness me. It's been impressive. The tempo's been fantastic. It's a shame we've not been able to replicate this in other recent matches, but we are going for it. Ask Wrexham is number 6 at the moment in trends on Blue Sky in Britain. Davis King says, I don't understand the possession numbers. We had the ball all half. I haven't seen them. I'm assuming that they didn't reflect us being on top. To be fair, Blackpool have come into it quite a bit, haven't they? And I'd argue in the last 20 minutes and a half, they had more of the ball than us. So I would have thought it might be like 55-45 to us, maybe 50-50-ish. Vic Schutz says, we often dominate, but can't finish. What is it that we're missing? Does it all come down to just the actual shots on goal being too rushed? Do we need some of the old cannon calm? I like the idea of the cannon calm, although it's got to be said that he hasn't scored all that many goals in his career. So I don't know if that's a thing as such. For me, I don't know. I think you'd have to try and think back over the course of the season and do we carve out enough clear-cut chance? I mean, obviously today McLean's chance is just he's not taking it. We've opened them up twice. I think the Rodriguez opportunity, I think it's very good goalkeeping by Tyra. It's great goalkeeping the first time, but one of those where maybe if McLean really gets hold of it, Tyra has no chance. But the second one, I think, to be fair to Rodriguez, Tyra's so quick off his line, it turns it into a more difficult opportunity. I don't know. I think not enough chances quite fall for Smith, who to me is the player in the box most likely to take them. That's also, I think, a reasonable point. Jarvis says decent shift. That same again second half, absolutely, especially that first half hour. And hang on, Ruby Slippers. Anyone else hearing Mark say fire? Fire? Am I? I don't know. As Vic Schutz is responding to Rob McElhenney being here. He's one on our own. Vic Schutz saying thoughts on why Rob's in the stands rather than in a box at the ground. I think, to be fair to Rob, I think if you gave him the choice, I think he'd enjoy being in the crowd, wouldn't he? He said all along about what attracts him to football being that authentic working class feel that he feels when he sees the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm quite sure he just loves being in amongst everybody and enjoying watching a match and shouting. You could see when he was waiting to get a seat, because as Andy said, everyone just come in and stood up. You could see he was singing along already to the Wrexham songs while looking to find his spot. Fletcher's little shorts, I'm always not sure if I can say that or not. There's kids listening. Says we have the fewest away goals of any team in League One. Have we really? Oh, I'm going to have a look at the league table for that now. That does surprise me. I know we haven't been prolific, have we, away from home? But a little surprised by that. I mean, our away record's decent, isn't it? Now, after that impressive improvement around and after Christmas. But yeah, I think now everyone's on their, I was going to say on their phones at half-time. Actually, I have got the table up here. But are we really? That is quite interesting. Yeah, just to reiterate as well that as it stands, we are now level on points with Wycombe. They are still seconds because their goal difference is 3 better than ours. It was 5 better at the start of the day. I mean, for me, obviously the most important thing is that we take care of business here. If we win here, then, well, Wycombe are going to have to pull off quite the comeback in order to make any sort of difference, aren't they? And not leave us in the top 2 going into the last 2 matches. Charlton, of course, are on the charge. As things stand, they will be 2 points behind us and Wycombe as well. Ooh, we've got a bit of a season going on here, haven't we? Bit of a conclusion. Wow. How exciting is it, though? Right. I'm finally, I think, getting this league table up. Right, away league table. Well, the first thing to point out is that we are 4th in the away league table, having played fewer games than 2 teams above us, one of which is Blackpool. So we have a very good away record. We have scored 22 goals away from home, and no, we haven't got the least. Wigan have scored 18 away from home. Exeter have scored 18. Burton have scored 18. Stevenage has scored 12. Rotherham 18. That's 5, isn't it? Cambridge below us, and Shrewsbury and Bristol Rovers. So we are 8th from bottom. But then let's have a look at our defensive record. We've conceded 18. How many teams have let in fewer? Ooh, and like Wigan have conceded 17. Anybody else? No. So we have the 2nd best away defence in the division, equal with Birmingham. So, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? All right, going back to ask Wrexham. Tom Streeter, I'm going to disagree. When the ball reaches a Blackpool player, they seem to know exactly where it's going to go next, and so does the player getting the ball. That's not been true of us at any point in this match. I think it's really harsh, Tom. I think we've, the first 25 minutes, we've looked really sharp. Going forwards, Longman looking dangerous, matching up with play. It's, yeah, I think we've been, very sharp at times going forwards, but I'm a little concerned the last 10-15 that they've managed to get back into the game. Blackpool, of course. Lots of comments on the ref and his eyesight. There's Jarvis saying, just reflecting on the chances, McLean unlucky because the keeper gambled right. Rodriguez has fired it straight at him like he did in his debut at the only defender on the line. I think, to be fair, like I said, I think Tyra got out so quickly that Rodriguez didn't have much time on the ball. Gareth, I like this, has got a picture of Blackpool Rock saying Tyra is Blackpool's rock at the moment. Absolutely so. Yeah, good to hear as well. Ruby Slippers saying the away fans coming through incredibly loud on the stream. Believe me, they are coming through incredibly loudly at the ground. I love this. It's superb. We're right next to them. Like I said right at the start, we're right in the middle of the stand. To the right is nobody, except that the Matchday Live guys. They've set themselves up because it's an empty stand to our right, and then to our left it's just packed out with Wrexham fans, and they are making such a superb noise. They really are, and constant as well. The Messi code. Oh, the Messi code. What magnificent finagling will he have come up with this time? The in-laws and family around for Easter Monday feasting. I was told no football allowed. Sitting sneaking on my phone to relay the scores to everyone in the room. That's not low profile. If we're all talking about the scores, why can't we be watching the match? Yes, exactly so. Exactly so. Look, get them on the phone to me. Let me talk some sense into these people. They sound charming, but ultimately, no, they're wrong. Big Len. Someone get the broadcast team some extra water. Got to keep these voices clear and strong. Len, do not worry. I wish we were on the video to show you. I've got a proper huge water bottle. It's been one of my key things, my key accompaniments when I do the commentary. When I was 19, I had cancer in my neck, which was annoying because I was like a sporty guy. I've never smoked in my life. I didn't drink that much then. I don't that much now, although, I try. So it was a bit annoying. It was fine. I had all the treatments and, I'm ancient now and I'm all right. But it did kill some of my saliva glands, which means my mouth gets dry. So I've always got a huge amount of water with me. So don't you worry, I'm all right. Trouble is, not trouble. I've got plenty left because I've hardly touched it since since the game started because I can't stop describing what's going on in front of me. Exciting stuff. Jamie Troll has a point, and it's true. It's annoying, but it's true. The last few games, we've inspired some astonishingly good goalkeeping from the opposition. Yeah, I agree. The Bristol Rovers keeper, it was an under-par performance, but if he hadn't done so well, Jedward, then we'd have got more than one goal past him, but he made a string of good saves, especially when it was 0-0. And again, if we'd scored first, I think that would have been a real problem for them. So yeah, that is somewhat frustrating. Although I guess I've also got to say that when it comes to stepping up a level, that includes the goalkeepers. We're coming up against these magnificent goalkeepers of a higher level, and as a result of that, yeah, they make more saves. The rats. I've got no sympathy for these people. It's appalling. How dare they? How dare they? But they do. Let's have a look what else we have got here. Lots of people desperate after those chances as Blackpool come back out for the second half. Desperate to see us score. Davies King quite right to point out that we have to remember we have to play Charlton as well. Let's hope they get all their goals out of their system today. 100% agree with that. Wickham got a great result on Saturday, getting that late goal, but that seems to have hurt them somehow, doesn't it? So Wrexham will be maybe hoping that the same will be the case when Charlton face us, empty the tank in a big game and then hopefully not come back for more the next game. Out come Wrexham as well. The second half is close. Wow. And it's such a big second half, isn't it? The potential to make something special happen is here. Can Wrexham turn pressure and quality into goals? Wrexham fans making good noise. Mia and Andy are just running back up the stairs to join us. So, Blackpool kicking off. Wrexham with this fabulous support behind us. Can Wrexham find that breakthrough? Ball fed back from the kick-off, straight back to Tyra. And it's headed clear when he knocks it long. Scar again. Smith was unlucky, he's offside. He won it back well. And Wrexham players running onto the ball, but decision goes against Smith. Well, the free kick's being given.
Well, how can that be offside then?
It's
if the free kick's in.
The rule now is
where
that
you get the ball.
It's where you interfere with the ball. Although referees seem inconsistent, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, Blackpool give it away. And James finds Rathbone. McLean's surging down the left and Rathbone picks him out. McLean now stands it up first time behind Rodriguez, though. Blackpool half clear and get it up to Ennis, who chests it down. Wrexham shouting for handball, not given. And then the foot in by Rodriguez is penalised. Wrexham are getting frustrated with this ref. Yeah, I think it's a stupid rule and I don't understand it. I don't. It's just why tinker with it? What was wrong with
just having it where he's offside?
And I don't feel it's consistently used by refs. I think they probably forget.
Yeah, I agree.
And I get that. When you change a rule for no reason, I got sympathy for refs forgetting. Anyway, Tyra knocks it long. Fletcher again beaten in the air by Scar. Ball drops kindly for Casey to launch it long once more. And again, it's Scar heading it clear. Rodriguez accelerates, does brilliantly to meet a fire to it, and feeds Rathbone in down the left. McLean's trying to keep up with him. Smith's in the box. McLean overlaps. Rathbone feeds it in and gets it wrong. He tried to feed it in, thinking McLean would continue his run. McLean made a more orthodox run and went offside, and the ball just drools through to Tyra.
Well, we picked up 2 really good second balls though, and looked threatening as we've gone through. Yes, it got it wrong there. Rathbone expecting the run to go inside and played it. Probably would have been better just holding on. Defended it quite well. Fire could have maybe played a little 1-2 with Dobson.
As Ennis wins it from the long kick and then gets to the loose ball himself. After pulls it back. Evans early ball in. Oh, there's a push in the back. Wrexham get the free kick. Scar. I thought it was odd that Scar didn't win a header because he's won everything. That's because Fletcher shoved him. Free kicks to Wrexham in our penalty area. But again, this intensity is what we want. What we're seeing so far in this half is what we did at the start of the first half. So free kick to Wrexham in the box. The second half has started at Wickham as well. It's still 2-0. Okonkwo feeding it out quickly. Clewer standing over the top. Rodriguez will chase that, headed away by Baggots, and Coulson brings it down. Dobson forces him to hurry a clearance. Ennis will challenge Scar. He backs in well. Scar, good strength, wins the ball though. Rathbone to Matty James, round the corner. Longman feeding it down the line. That's a nice pass. Smith now has pulled Baggots out from the middle. Feeds it back. Chance for a cross maybe. Instead Dobson checks out and finds Longman. Taking on Silvera. Dobson shoots to the far post. McLean heads it over. Oh, that's a big chance. 6 yards out. Great movement by McLean. A fire had him on those blind sides. Didn't see McLean step ahead of him, but he heads over.
Oh, it's another brilliant chance. James McLean could be on 2 goals today. It's a brilliant little ball into the box from George Dobson. Just delays it. And then what a run it is from James McLean. Almost goes out to in. And just finds himself in front. Wins the header. And
well, it's a good set though, that's the thing. The set to Dobson, he can do it first time, and what happens is the centre halves are moving out away from goal, and you as a striker can go in, or a wing back can go in and attack it, and so you're moving in opposite directions. And Afai had no idea where he was, and he's able to get a clean header on it, and unfortunately just heads it straight rather than down into the ground, because he's got the right angle on it. He heads it down, it just bounces into the goal.
Another big moment. 3 huge moments for Wrexham to score. Still 0-0. Tyra drills it long. Scar against Fletcher. Great header by Scar again. Picked up on the halfway line by a fire. He's feeding it backwards. Morgan's pass is poor. James intercepts, keeps it in well. Wins the throw in. Wrexham fans again just really getting behind the team. Lots of noise, urging them on. McLean with the throw in as he just creeps up to the halfway line. Creeps beyond the halfway line. The ref starts to notice this before it becomes a corner. McLean throws down the line, and after all that, throws it straight to Apter, who knocks it clear. Brunt drills over the top. I'm not sure what he had in his mind, but he definitely didn't get it right.
Well, it's Hollywood, and a Hollywood pass on the half volley, diagonal into Longman, but just catches it probably too sweet, doesn't he, and hits it straight down Tyra's throat.
Now then, Cleworth, his shirt's being pulled by Fletcher. Good strength by Cleworth. Shoulders him off, knocks it long. Smith is pulled off his feet. Nothing given. Rathbone to the second ball. Does well to get to it and to hold on to it under pressure. McLean now. Rathbone goes outside him. Rathbone has got 2 players at the far post. Stands it in and puts it out of play. You know what? When he went round the overlap, I'm thinking Rathbone has got real good quality on his crossing when he gets down the left. Not that time, sadly.
It's your fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
well, at half-time we looked at the attacking stats. I think we only had 2 out of 8 successful crosses, and that's where you think we can get joy. I mean, we saw it with that chance of James McLean. That'll take us to 3. Just another one there. He's obviously going at pace, Ollie Rathbone, but just can't wrap his foot around it.
Just so you know, Charlton are asking for a red card for a Wickham player. Having seen the replay, I don't think it is, and yeah, it isn't. Humphreys it is. As Blackpool try to break down the left. That's a good take by Ennis after Apter picked him out. Holds it up left-hand side, cutting inside. Players coming up in support, but Wrexham are back behind the ball. The ball is switched for a Fire on the right. And he's got a bit of space to come into. Apter wants it wide. A Fire stands it up. Okonkwo comes early, takes it easily. Smith demands it early. Okonkwo again drills it. He's got under that a little bit, so Smith will have to fight for it. Takes it well in his chest. Good defending as well by Baggett, but Smith fights to try and win it back. In the end, it falls kindly for Lee Evans. Oh, and Rodriguez pulled something as he was trying to get after that. Blackpool build up. Rodriguez joins in play again. Not moving well though. A Fire on the halfway line, right-hand side. Bursts around the outside of Rathbone, that's good. A Fire now running into the danger area. McLean gets a foot in. Apter drills into the goal mouth. Big foot in by Scar. Brilliant defending. Ennis has a tap in. Blackpool win it back in midfield. First threat they've had in this half. Morgan puts it down on the left-hand side. Coulson, little give and go, works it wide. Silvera, right-footed, in the goal mouth. Brilliant diving header clear by Scar. He's playing out of his skin, Scar is. Longman holds it up. Blackpool pressing by the corner flag. Clearance is intercepted, and Blackpool again have Wrexham penned in. Until Longman is decisive. He and Dobson fight, win it back, and now can Wrexham break. Smith lays it off to James. Wasn't quite rare for him, but he's still managed to switch it. And Brunt is coming forwards. Smith wants a diagonal. Brunt goes across midfield instead. Dobson has got Cleworth going outside. Doesn't use him. James in the centre circle. Blackpool have got themselves into position now. Holding a line to outside the box, mid-block. Brunt on his right foot. Wrexham fans getting impatient, but as Silvera steps up and takes Cleworth late, referee says advantage as Longman helps it on. And now it's a chance for a switch, executed beautifully by Longman to the left side, is it? Just under hit, but Wrexham get a corner.
And I think there's going to be a yellow as well.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
There was a late challenge on Cleworth, got it stood on, but the referee did brilliantly well because he'd had a little look just to give himself a second and played a great advantage. And there's something different then, Longman coming in off his line, coming inside the pitch. I would like him to then go for it, drive into that space that he's created for himself, but he plays the diagonal into McLean and cleared for a corner.
Yeah, I think it was Silvera who got the yellow. Cleworth didn't need treatment. He's limping into the box. Rodriguez seems to be moving okay now. So Rathbone on the corner. In swinger. Smith stands on the keeper. The ball swept beyond the far post, headed away comfortably. Wrexham win it back. Longman does well to knock it in. Rathbone hooks it back in the goal mouth. Smith's offside as he wins his header and puts it in the goal mouth. And Tyra can slow things down again. He'll need to, because Wrexham have started the half well. But again, it's a real no quarter given or asked sort of match. There's right-footed Tyra. Kicks with distance. Fletcher gets up. And it carries through to Cleworth, who launches it long into midfield. Rodriguez steps off and wins the header. Can't find Smith, but James picks up the scrap. Smith holding it up well, does well to find Rodriguez. He helps it inside. The pass just too strong. Matty James can't quite get to it. Shame, because McLean had space. Rathbone chasing eagerly, forces a back pass. It's cleared into the Wrexham half. Brunt heading it down the line. A Fire brings it down. Rathbone mugs him. Oh, and he's a little unlucky. I think where the ref has set the bar for physical contact, I think maybe Rathbone's a little unlucky to be penalised there after getting the ball off him.
Well, I think he's given it for offside. I think Ollie Rathbone's come straight back from that far up position. But just going back to that little J. Rodriguez chance to just give that ball out, I just think he's got to do it to McLean. I think that's the one to do. Miss out that little one in the middle, just slows us down. Doesn't find Matty James with it anyway. But that one's on every time out wide to either side, McLean and Longman.
As the sun comes out at Blackpool, big diagonal, Fletcher slips and Scar heads it clear. After puts it back in. Ennis backing in well in the box. Brunt tight to him, surrounded by Wrexham defenders. It's won back by Wrexham. Smith can't quite get to the clearance, but Dobson does. Ambitious ball down the right. That's too much of Longman. Coulson feeds it back to the keeper. Tyra taking a touch. 57th minute. This game's flying by. Still 0-0 somehow. Tyra knocks it long. Fletcher beaten again in the air by Scar. Strong header forwards by Magusons. Again, Scar gets it clear. The ball's helped on nicely. Fletcher gives it away though. James now does well stretching to win it. Rathbone scoop pass is inaccurate. Wrexham through Rodriguez trying to put pressure on the ball. Blackpool get it back in their own half and feed it across to the right. A fire on the halfway line. After his option down the line, plays it inside, pinged by Evans. To After, brilliant back heel to a fire who skips past Rathbone's challenge. A fire into the box. Can he shoot? He squares it. Ennis, big chance. Can't get the shot off, at the attempt on the edge of the area goes over. Whoa, they opened us up then. And Ennis, it just didn't sit down for the shot. But goodness me, that was a scary moment for Wrexham. Morgan to play with the final effort.
Well, Apter with a brilliant little back heel, takes it in, and we get sucked into it to try and go and steal it. And he just back heels it to Fire, who goes on the overlap. One, he gets tried taken out, but doesn't manage it. And Fire just pulls it back. But to be fair, the black shirts were swarming around that ball on the edge of the box, gave him no chance to get a shot off, and when it was, he was off balance.
Here's Longwood in a good position on the right-hand side. Taking on Coulson once more, level of the edge of the box. He needs a bit of support on the overlap, perhaps. He's carried it forwards, and he takes on Coulson. Comes off the defender last, does it? It does, but it's a corner. Blackpool can't believe it. They're thinking, is the ref going to change his mind again? Not this time.
Well, Longman's walking off like it's a goal kick. Everybody else is walking off like it's goal kick. Love it, ref.
This is the sort of officiating we need.
Oh, if they score from this, can you imagine Bruce's head?
My heart would bleed for him. McLean will take the corner. I've seen Steve Bruce looking really sad after a Wrexham game when we beat Birmingham in the FA Cup '97. He scored. He was terrific. And a lot of players around him didn't really distinguish themselves. And I remember seeing him after the game, and he just looked so depressed. I felt so sorry for him. I want to feel sorry for him again today. McLean sweeps it in the near post. Good punch by Tyra. It's going back in. Rathbone heads it into the crowd. A good header clear by Casey. Rathbone does that again. Flicked on. Rodriguez can't quite reach it. Tyra was sharp to get to it. If it had just fallen a foot closer to Rodriguez, he'd have scored.
Yeah, I think it's good defending in there as well. Get round him really well, don't allow him that space in really tight, confined moment. Good goalkeeping again, though. Tyra's been really good today.
Oh, it's been brilliant, isn't he? I kind of hate him. Rathbone left-hand side, receives from Dobson. Rathbone even more non-stop than usual, finds Dobson. A lot of space, so he gets out. He'll hit this maybe. Looks for Rodriguez instead. Good foot in by Casey. Wrexham or Blackpool penned in now. Cleworth feeding it down the line. It's a great ball for Dobson. Hits the goal line, wins another corner. Incessant pressure by Wrexham there.
The first time a central midfielder has gone into a channel, made a run. The passes on it makes it so easy for your central midfielder then to just play the ball forward. Dobson on, gets right to the byline, crosses it. Good defending, but another corner.
How's your goal difference feeling? 3-0 to Charlton, a hideous goal. Back pass by Leahy. The Wycombe keeper slips and is tackled. 3-0 to Charlton at Wycombe. 2 goals goal difference between us and Wycombe now. Here comes the corner. McLean sweeps it under the bar, and it's a great defensive header. Tyra says he was being held back. He couldn't come for it. Tremendous header from under the bar. Dobson with an instinctive worldie sweeps it first time out to the right side. McLean on his left foot drills it in the goal. Move! It's there! Sam Smith scores! Wrexham get that goal! McLean with a brilliant driven ball in, and he skids in front of the Wrexham fans. Wrexham take the lead.
Wow!
The scenes.
Absolute scenes at Bluefield Road. It's unbelievable. George Dobson, first of all, you take a bow. That first time ball out wide is absolutely ridiculous. The bend he gets on it, and then it's fizzed in, and it's Sam Smith, I think, who gets the touch and wheels away. Wow.
Well, I think Smith and McLean are having a little chat in the middle to know whose ball or whose goal it actually is. I don't really care, because McLean takes it inside and just hits it, put it in an area, and Smith thinks he goes off celebrating one way. McLean comes running to the away fans and celebrates right in front of them with a knee slide. It is pandemonium in that away end.
It certainly is, goodness me. As now we got to close it out. Wrexham leading at Blackpool. Tremendous tackle in midfield by Brunt, and now McLean is steaming onto that ball, bursting down the left. Fired as well to stop him. It was brave of him to stay in the way, frankly, because McLean was like a train.
Right, get your heads on it, boys. Focus in, because this is when you're most vulnerable. You've just scored, the elation that it gives you. But keep your heads. Make sure you do your job now. Just gone into manager mode.
Yeah, exactly. Quite right too. Wrexham needs to close this out. There's a long way left, of course. It's only the 63rd minute. Blackpool has shown threat.
Don't sit off though. You've got to keep the threat going forward, because you've got to get a second.
Exactly. Rathbone, brilliant, nips in. Only Smith ahead of him. He's making a good run. Rathbone, I think, sensibly doesn't go for it, but Dobson's under pressure and does superbly to wriggle between Silvera and Ennis. Long ball for Rodriguez. Baggett will get there first. Rodriguez forces him to put out a play. Throw into Wrexham. This noise. Wow.
Well, we're basically in the away stand here in the press area, and it's unbelievable.
If I move 4 seats, I'm in with them. Let's get in there. Are these wires long enough?
Well, I've just seen Wade from the turf put 4 fingers up. Does that mean it's 4-0 to Charlton?
I turned me back for 1 minute on the other game, eh? Wrexham take the throw anyway, and Longman delivers into the box, back to goal. Rodriguez takes it well. It's yes! It's 2-0! It's 2-0! Lovely take by Rodriguez. Laid it back, and is it Rathbone who drills it home? Great finish by Rathbone, and Wrexham are on fire. Unbelievable.
Well, it's nothing less than they deserve. Like Andy was just saying, once you've got one, you've got to go again. Don't sit back. That's what they do. Brilliant play, and it's a great finish. Ollie Rathbone, he's been so good for us this season. That is absolutely brilliant.
Well, Jay Rodriguez, the cross comes in from Longman, and Jay Rodriguez's touch of that near post is insane, because he just takes it out the air, and then he just sets composure to his hilt. He rolls it to Rathbone as he comes in, and the punch side foot into that bottom far corner, the same corner as McLean's goal, and makes it 2.
Whew. Well, we better see this through.
And it is 4 as well. So
it
goal
is.
difference completely turned on its head.
Wow. Well, Wrexham,
high stress
it's
levels.
promising. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely gone up a few decibels as well. Wow.
So Blackpool have got a double change lined up, understandably, because this game has gone against them in sensational manner. Long ball forwards. Scar nudges Fletcher out the way. Cleworth hits it long. Smith jumps, creates a loose ball. Rodriguez isn't up there with them at the moment. And Othaya is tackled by Rathbone, who is absolutely irrepressible. James thinks about playing the ball over the top for McLean, who's frustrated he didn't. With Wrexham feeding it around at the back.
Well, like you say, Mark, Blackpool set to make 2 changes, but I really don't think there's much they could have done about this Wrexham, just intensity that they've brought today. They've been absolutely superb. This is what everyone's been demanding over the past few games. We've felt that opportunity for this automatic promotion is there, and boy have they taken that opportunity today so far. You can see why today was the hottest ticket in town, because it's been absolutely unbelievable as we enter 65th minute.
I don't know if you can hear, but the fans are quite happy to my left.
Yeah, I'm getting that feel as well. So CJ Hamilton has come on for Silvera, and there's that pushing Coulson up into midfield. Actually, I'm looking where is Coulson. Anyway, Wrexham with the free kick.
I think Tom Bloxham's gone as well.
Well, that's understandable. He's an aggressive, direct player. As the free kick is lofted into the edge of the area. Rodriguez beaten well in the air by Casey, but Rathbone has first of the second ball. Lovely dainty flick by James. Wrexham popping it around well in midfield. Scar with a diagonal again, looking for Longman, headed away. Wrexham trying to claim it back in midfield, and a free kick goes Blackpool's way. But Hamilton has gone in at left back as clearly a more defensive option than Coulson. Blackpool have been in such good form lately throughout 2025. Ball's stood up down the flank. Lewis can't get to it, and so it's a chance for Blackpool to maybe deliver from the left. The ball switched across. Evans has got a fire going ahead. He chips in the box instead though. Cleworth heads it clear. Neatly brought down on the edge of the box. Wrexham, a crowd of bodies around the edge of the area, force the ball back out to the flank. Lee Evans drills a good ball in. Well done, Scar. Sticks with Fletcher. Ball drops loose. Blackpool trying to tame it with Apter. He feeds it back. Evans tries to put a flat one in. Brunt drills it clear. Blackpool pick it up again through Hamilton on the left-hand side. He gets it back, driving down the left. Blackpool looking to take the game back to Wrexham as Hamilton delivers the cross. Easy for Okonkwo. He goes to ground just to waste a few more seconds.
Yep, and this game's nowhere near cut and dry for Wrexham. Blackpool's
Absolutely.
still got so much quality. They'll know they're still right in this if they can get one back. Wrexham just got to stay resilient, and I totally agree with Andy. I think we've just got to keep going for it as well. As good as we've been defensively this season, at times when we have sat in, we can't allow Blackpool onto us.
Yeah, 100% right. He's thrown the halfway line. A fire takes this. Good foot in by Rodriguez. Doesn't get the decision, I think, correctly. So fire, the ball in his hands. Ball turned out the corner, but Matty James reads it. McLean under pressure, rolls it into the centre of the pitch. Dobson helps it on well. And another player who's had a fine game. The three midfielders have been terrific. Cleworth drills it long. Evans intercepts. Hamilton again on the left-hand side, crossing the halfway line. Return ball to him. His touch is heavy. Cleworth clears. Smith just beaten to it by Baggett. Throw to Wrexham on the halfway line, right-hand side.
Yeah, no rush, I don't think. 69th minute. And now is the time to game manage this game through to the end. And that means do not stop, do not drop. But you've still got to get that intensity, still get those second balls. We're on the up. So you've got to maintain that for the next 20 minutes.
Cleworth on the halfway line, down the line. These fans are going to keep it up. I can promise you that. As Blackpool get it back to Tyre. Rathbone's accelerating after him. Tyre with a heavy pass. McLean nearly beat a fire to it. And then Brunson lucky. He stepped a long way up that pitch. But Wrexham win it back. Rathbone to Brunt, who scoops it for Smith, edge of the alley. Good head back to Rodriguez. He tries the volley. It was difficult, and he puts it wide. Is it
nice.
Is it good that Brunt comes up that far to press?
Well,
or
it's positive.
Yeah.
You've got to stop it at source, and they did that because they weren't in full control of it. So that's where Rathbone does so well. When they're not full of control, he reads it and goes in and steps in. But a really nice set from Smith there. Unfortunately, Rodriguez couldn't sort his feet out quick enough to be able to just get a proper shot on, and just hits it wide.
2-0 to Wrexham, 20 minutes left. Long ball forwards. Cleworth being wrestled by Fletcher, does really well to get it into midfield. Rodriguez tries to help it on, can't manage it, but Wrexham with their defensive shape intact as Apter on the right, running at McLean, cuts onto his left foot, feeds it in centrally. Evans constantly trying to prompt, but he's livid with the fire as he tries to roll it into his path. The fire wants it to feet, and Lee gives him a right dressing down. Goodness me. Well, Tyra now is on his haunches on the edge of his D. Looking dejected, he gets up and tries to rouse his team.
Well, after those first couple of saves in the first half, you think it's not another one of those displays by a keeper against us. But to be fair, McLean with the brilliant strike across goal. It's more a cross shot, a hopeful. Can anybody get a touch? I'm sure Sam Smith has got something to say about it, whether he got a touch, because he went off wheeling off.
I think the whole 11 pretty much went wheeling off. I'm pretty
Everywhere.
Pretty sure Lewis Brunt was doing these slides in front of this away end.
Scar gets his head to it, doesn't come out with the ball though, and Ennis in a dangerous position feeds it in, and Rathbones with a good covering run stops the pass getting to Apter, who picks it up now and sweeps in the cross. Good header from under the bar, gets it clear, and it's attacked again by Brunt. The ball bobbling around, and in the end it skids off Scar's head, and Congo, who was everywhere side to side, is quickly across to grab it, and he'll take his time again as he gets up.
Yeah, again, really good defending from Wrexham. A little bit chaotic. That ball just doesn't really land where anyone thinks it's going to land. They do really well. Dan Scar takes a bit of a risk. That header at the end just almost takes it away from Arthur, but he does really well. Readjust, make sure he gets both hands on it.
Huge kick by Okonkwo, headed clear by Casey. Little pass inside by Morgan. With the ball around the corner is inaccurate. Cleworth bangs it back down the flank for Smith. He's pulled back it out from the middle. Holds it up by the corner flag. 2 Blackpool players on him. Smith fighting away, his shirt almost up over his head, and he gets a decision. I mean, that complains, but I mean, he'd almost taken his shirt off, hadn't he? You could see his Smith's back. So yeah, linesman rightly penalises him.
Exactly what we're going to need him to do though for the rest of his game anyway. Not sure if he'll last the full 90, Sam Smith, but that's exactly what Phil Parkinson will be asking him to do. Just can you keep that ball as far away from our goal as possible? Just hold it. And he does even better, he wins the foul too.
I just got that loud environment warning again. I'll take hearing loss, it's okay. If we close this game out, I don't mind. My dad could barely hear a thing, and he got through all right. So Wrexham are going to make a change, and Jay Rodriguez is coming off. I was just checking to see.
Should we go and check that fan's all right? That was berating him a little bit before. I'm sure he's clapping him now.
Oh yeah,
just does exactly nobody any help whatsoever at this stage of the season, and any stage of the season really.
Well, there he is actually getting hugged. That was the thing I apologise for, the bad language, the bloke having a go at Rodriguez, who for me has had a very good game up front. He's provided an assist for Rathbone. And now here's Fletcher on for the corner. Referee gives the go ahead. Pulled short, space for Longman, clips it in first time, headed away well by a fire. Dobson receives it, feeds it quickly out to the left, of the Wrexham fans shout shoot. McLean's got a fire isolated now. Little step over onto his right foot, drills the ball to the far post, puts it in, and Tyra holds on to it. It was Mike James, I think, out there after the initial ball in from the right. And Tyra, straightforward save.
Well, you expect the quality of James just to punch it back into an area for hoping a tap in from one of your players. He just gets it on the bottom of his boot and it bounces really comfortably into the keeper's hands.
Wrexham fans looking to sing the team home. Just over 15 minutes left. Long ball down the left-hand side for Bloxham to try and do something with. Cuts back on his right foot. Allows Hamilton to take over. And he pulls this to the corner of the box. Evans lays it back again for Bloxham. Stands a high ball to the far post. Easy for Okonkwo again. Goes down in slow motion. Lands on the ball. Gets some bird from the Blackpool fans. I don't think he's that bothered, to be honest. Very little bothers Arthur as he saunters up to the edge of the area. Fletcher stands on him. Okonkwo still hits it with height and distance. And it's flicked on by a defender. Hacked away by Morgan, whose influence in the game for me has just reduced a bit. I thought he was good in the first half. Wrexham were really taking the grip at the middle of the pitch. Smith helps it on well. Baggett hits it clear. Scar heads it against Ennis's hand, and he seemed to handle it with the other hand then. Ref didn't spot either of them. To be fair, he may have been blindside of it. Linesman wasn't. And now here's a fire on the halfway. It does well to pop it inside. Apter running at the Wrexham defence down the right channel. Lays it back for a fire. 3 players at the far post. McLean gets a good block. Corner, right-hand side. Got to say, that double handball by Ennis, though. Both times his hands above, comfortably, like around shoulder height. The second one, he seemed to reach his arm around his man and punch the ball away. Well, Wrexham will be livid if anything comes of this. In swinging corner. To the far post, headed well wide. Scar kept really tight to Casey, and
it was a little dance, wasn't it, in there? Two-handed, like hands on both shoulders, holding each other. Did manage to get first contact on it, but obviously did enough to put him off and put it out for a goal kick.
Well, it's an effective way to defend. I mean, that's why you never see people scoring a diving header and Strictly Come Dancing, isn't it? And Conco, I was just paused for a moment to try and think of some way of working the Blackpool ballroom in. I'm not bothering now. Conco hits it long. Smith beaten in the air well by Casey. And the ball ricochets off Ennis. Dobson first to it. How often have I said Dobson or Rathbone first to it? Cleworth gets a diagonal wrong for Fletcher, but Fletcher applauds the intention.
Yeah, they've been exceptional. That midfield three, I mean, pretty much every player in a black shirt today has.
And Rathbone's made an interception. Beautiful little ball on a turn by Fletcher. And the cross comes in too strong for Fletcher. Longman will scrap for it with Bloxham, who tries to flicker over his head. Longman intercepts, hooks it towards the edge of the area. Cleared. Good foot in again by Cleworth. Fletcher gives it away. I mean, Ashley Fletcher, that is. I better get used to that as Rathbone surges past after. Works it wide to McLean. McLean takes on a fire, hits the goal line, drills it in the goal mouth. Casey calm. Feeds it forwards to Evans, still in his own half. Rathbone wins it back, hits the shot just over. Rathbone is a beast. He will not be denied.
Well, Mia, you mentioned it right at the start that you wanted Rathbone to be a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more risk assessed, forward thinking, pass it forward, run forward, second balls. You know what you're talking about, Mia.
No, he's been absolutely brilliant today. I think, you know, for so many, he's probably been one of the players of the season, but last few weeks he's just not quite been at it, and that's why maybe slightly our results have dropped. You know, he's so important to this team, his energy and everything, but he's been so good today, just another level.
Well, let's make sure we close this out, not only for the general hopes of getting promoted, but also because they're going to get some unbelievable footage of Rob McElhenney in this Wrexham end, don't they? The photographers are twigged now, as well as the Welcome to Wrexham cameras, and they're all down there with their long lens cameras.
I thought they were pointing at you, Mark. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm too rich for their blood. Is Blackpool win another corner? Yeah, they're going to have to pay an awful lot in licensing fees. They will use my image. Believe you me. Wrexham again with everyone back defending. Evans goes across to take the corner. Longman just applauding his teammates, telling them to keep on their toes. The referee stops play because Blackpool are going to make another double sub. Well, actually, they decided not to. Crawn comes in. Firm header clear by Fletcher. The ball fed in again towards the edge of the box and chipped in, and easy for a Conquo.
Yeah, this is exactly where Wrexham need to just game manage this, the life out of this game, really. And just every chance take your time, but when the ball is in play, keep the ball moving, play with that intensity still, but you can still slow it down when you do get opportunity to.
Okonkwo, huge kick. Drops between Smith and Fletcher, unfortunately for him. Longman hassling Bloxham, forcing him backwards, and then Smith doing the same on Hamilton. Foul given against him. Smith not happy with that. Free kick to Blackpool deep in their own half. Now they can make the double change so that Jordan Gabriel is going to come on. Ash Fletcher comes off. Jake Beasley goes up front. And the other change sees a fire come off. So is that a switch to three at the back? Possibly. I see Beasley's gone up front, another big figure up there. And immediately he'll challenge in the air. Cleworth wins it. Beasley picks up the loose ball on the flank, feeds it backwards. Morgan ball is squeezed down the line, and now a chance for a cross by Blackpool from the left. It's fed into midfield instead. Morgan keeps it moving. Ball picked up by Gabriel, who palms Rotter after level the edge of the area onto his left foot. Rathbone stands firm and does well. James wins it back. McLean, good ball to Fletcher. This is nice. James inside, and Wrexham have opened them up. Longman through the middle. Smith is making a run. Longman under a challenge from Ennis. Doesn't release it, but he holds on to possession. And then Dobson goes long. Nodded down well by Fletcher. Smith back to goal, edge of the area. Oh dear. Lays it straight to Apter. He seemed to see something.
He played it to the ref coming onto it, didn't he?
Yeah. That was a strange one.
But that was a great opportunity. I thought Smith might just try and wriggle and get that shot off. His back to goal, he's tight. Can he just turn, maybe do a little trick to put him off balance?
Well, he saw something that wasn't there. And so Gabriel lays the ball off into midfield. Evans back to the halfway line. Just over 8 minutes plus added time. The ref didn't show much eagerness to add time on in the first half. Poor ball forwards. McLean hoofs it. Oh, and Fletcher catches his man. It was accidental, but it was high.
Yeah, he didn't know he was there, did he?
No. But Casey is staying down, and Blackpool are trying to get a red card for Fletcher here. I mean, I totally agree. It's whether the referee feels it was reckless. I think
the ref's got it covered. I think he just put his hands out to say calm. Probably be a yellow, but it's a massively accidental one.
Yeah.
Or he's going to his ear.
I mean, for me, it's a yellow because it has to be, because you've turned around and caught him high. But, you know, I mean, Casey has stayed down flat out. I don't think he hit him with that much force. McLean is having an argument with Tyra, the keeper, who's up there in the half-hour, and getting involved. And I think Blackpool are looking to milk this, frankly. They've still got a couple of players round the ref.
Looking at that build-up play, Mark, just before, we managed to wriggle the ball off Apter, and then the pass. What I've been talking about, Rodriguez, Fletcher staying up and then coming into that pocket at the time of the pass. Fletcher does it exactly at the right time. He comes off his man, he gets a couple of yards, he's able to then control it and then make a simple set off, whereas Rodriguez would be in there already, and the midfielders be able to niggle at him from the front, and then it's a little bit harder to keep the ball.
Yellow for Fletcher. Casey is still down. Maybe I've done him a disservice.
Yeah, I think he definitely got caught, didn't he? There was definite connection. Like you say, though, Fletcher's completely unintentional. Did get the yellow in the end. Thankfully, we hopefully, if he can last the rest of this game, we still have him for Saturday.
Well, yeah. I mean, Fletcher's such a crucial tactical player for Wrexham, isn't he? A red card's a straight red then, and that's the end of his season if we don't win the playoffs. And Casey's up. And of course, ludicrously, you know what's coming now. He's going to have to go off the pitch in 30 seconds.
You get kicked in the face, so you've got to go off the pitch.
Exactly. Serves him right. Absolutely. It's insane, isn't it? I remember when they changed the back pass rule, thinking, oh, don't do that. But that was genius. That was clever. But now it's just so many little changes every year for the sake of it.
Yeah.
That often are counterintuitive and just pointless. So Blackpool, because one of their players got kicked in the face, which could have been a red, are punished more than Wrexham are. Free kick lifted to the edge of the Wrexham area. Good header, clear. Once more from Scar. The ball's hooked on. Smith's looking at his man. Jumps, creates a loose ball. Can Wrexham break? Dobson, intelligent pass, finds Smith down the left. Smith isolated, shifts position nicely and surges down the flank. He's taken after to the corner flag. Smith knows exactly what he's doing. He's getting pulled around by Apter. Throw-in goes Blackpool's way right by the corner flag in the end, but Smith has chewed up a few more minutes. Casey back on the pitch now. And Blackpool have a throw deep in their own half. Wrexham box them in. The ball bounces into midfield. Brunt can't hold on to it. Ennis can't either. Scar clears. And the ball's only half cleared. Rathbone picks it up on the left flank. Good ball around the corner. Lovely first time ball by Smith and McLean. It's crowded in there. Wrexham doing a little rondo until Ennis steps in and spoils it all by doing something stupid like win the ball back. And that's a harsh free kick against Cleworth as he stepped in ahead of Beasley. Free kick on the halfway line.
Yeah, Beasley does well, to be fair, to probably get the right side of the referee, if anyone, because I thought Cleworth actually read it really well, just got his foot round him. But from the ref's perspective, it looks like he's probably just hit him from behind.
Ball picked up on the right by Gabriel, feeds it down the line. Apter flicks it on, but there's nobody there. And Brunt intercepts, drills it over the top. And Blackpool have to go and retrieve it again. 4 minutes left. It's been a better Monday. The ball's knocked long. Cleworth heads it clear. Drops loose on the edge of the Wrexham area. Wrexham need to clear this out as Apter now Works it into midfield again. A first time ball in by Lee Evans. He likes those. Longman half away. And then the volleyed attempt is wild by Hamilton. He launched it deep into the home end. And we'll take that. Wrexham got another change lined up as we look to run the clock down. Barnett.
Smith for...
Oh, beg your pardon.
Smith coming off, I think, for Jack Marriott.
I beg your pardon. I thought I saw 20. Yeah, all right.
29, 28.
Yeah, I got
Similar
the numbers
thing.
mixed up. Same thing, innit?
Yeah.
Marriott for Smith. Tremendous performance by Smith. May well have scored the first goal. And he walks slowly off. Marriott to replace him. And of course, a player who in this stage of the game is going to be buzzing around and hassling centre-backs to try and get the ball forwards. So Marriott on up front. Wrexham still have another substitution window, should they want to waste more time. Okonkwo with the goal kick tells his short options to get out the pitch. Wrexham fans asking the Blackpool fans who are filing out, is there a fire drill? Okonkwo knocks it long. Fletcher jumps, judges it beautifully, flicks it on. Marriott can't get that. Hamilton intercepts, drills it down the flank. Cleworth heads it clear to the halfway line. Well taken by Marius, and he turns nicely as well. He's got two Blackpool players round him. A nice bit of skill by him. Wins the throw in. Just what Wrexham wanted.
They've been so good in those tight situations. You know, at Rathbone in the first half, Marriott just able to keep it and try and wriggle. Loads of little touches on the ball, and just draw in a little tackle that gets you that throw in or that free kick.
The ironic thing is how often over the last couple of years in away games when we've been pressed, we've looked a bit jittery on the ball and got rid of it, and here we are, just being so calm under a good press from Blackpool as Dobson gets another good tackle in, throw into Blackpool.
Well, I think today just sums up why we are second in this division, how good we can be when we're positive, when the reins are off. This is where we've been at for the most of the season, and we've just let our levels drop a little bit in the last few weeks, whether that's nerves or fear or whatever, I don't know, but they've certainly today proved why we are where we are in this division and well worthy of that. And if we can see this out and get the win, with what's happened at Wycombe, it puts us back into second with goal difference of 0 between us. And then we've got the big game of Charlton coming to us.
Here now is Bloxham trying to come forwards, but Brunt intercepts and drills a good ball to Fletcher around the corner. Great ball towards Marriott. Really good pace by Casey to beat Marriott to it. The ball back to the keeper, and Marriott keeps chasing typically. The ball's fed out to Hamilton, works it down the line. Now, it's Morgan feeding it into the corner of the box. Not the best pass. It's laid back to him though. Chance to feed it square. Gabriel hits the long range shot. Well blocked. He hit it well. Not sure it was on target. And Wrexham clear. Rathbone has gone down holding his hamstring. He's up, but I think it was James who got the block in.
He's stretching his hamstring as well. I think there's probably a little bit of cramp flying around out there after the effort and intensity that these boys have put in today.
Oh, it's been just non-stop, hasn't it? 5 added minutes for Wrexham to close this out. But yeah, I mean, every single Wrexham player has distinguished themselves, and the shift they've put in has been terrific as Morgan switches and McLean nearly intercepts. It carries for Gabriel on the right. He cuts it inside. McLean intercepts and under pressure keeps his cool. He finds Brunt. Brunt tries a little bit of a trick on the edge of the area, gets in trouble, but manages to ride the challenge and comes forward. Works in Rathbone, who appears to be moving okay now on the halfway line, put under pressure. But he's quite happy just to work his way back and feed it to Okonkwo. Gets rid of it first time. Something for Fletcher and Casey to scrap for. Casey does well to get there first. Brunt, good interception. Good purposeful first touch. Marriott wants it over the top as Brunt surges forwards. Brunt favours protecting possession and gives a good ball out to Longman on the right.
Just take it into the corner for me.
Well, he's gone to the halfway line. But Blackpool will have to work to get near the ball now. So Wrexham taking the sting out of the game this way. Brunt, oh, that's a good ball through the middle. Marriott running into the channel in the box. Cuts inside. Can he finish? Oh, it's good defending that by Casey. Marriott looked to be one-on-one. Casey, had hold of his shirt, but I think that's permissible, to be fair. And just that kept him close enough to get a foot in. Otherwise, Marriott could have made it 3. 3.5 minutes left. Blackpool trying to come forward. Chipped ball into the Wrexham box. Well taken by Beasley. Sets it up. Little dummy by Bloxham. Ball worked wide. Apter running at his man. Comes into the box. Sidesteps Rathbone. Good tackle. Helping McLean out. And he stops it going for the corner. And knocks it off Apter. Just to top off a good afternoon's work for the goal kick.
Brilliant from Ollie Rathbone again. How many times have we said that today? Can tell he's absolutely shattered. He's worked so hard again.
Well, I think he
just
felt
keeps
like
going, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he felt like he hadn't covered that little blade of grass in that far corner, so he went and just stepped on it just to cover it.
Exactly. He's been phenomenal, hasn't
His
he?
heat
really?
map. Can you imagine his heat map?
Yeah. Very, very hot indeed. Muy flagrante. Okonkwo knocks it long. Fletcher gets up again. Good headers on by Evans. Ball drops on the flank. Ennis tries to bring it down. Lovely feet by Longman. Finds Dobson. He hits another attempt at a worldy and expansive ball to the left. Doesn't quite get that right, but Dobson, he looks to be limping a little bit as well. But this midfield have earned cramp. All 3 of them have been unbelievable. As Gabriel dinks the ball across the face of his penalty area. It's driven over the top of Wrexham's defence. Brunt reads that well. Feeds it forwards for once. Brunt doesn't find a teammate. And here now is Apter on the right-hand side. Cuts in, works it inside. Another first-time ball whipped in by Evans. Scar with another firm header. Fletcher carries it back to Dobson. Wrexham in their own half. James calm as Blackpool again press. Rathbone over the top. McLean will chase after this. He's quite the physical specimen, isn't he? Keeps it in. Well, he's cutting inside, takes on his man. Marriott was unmarked in the middle. And I assume McLean wasn't delivering because he was going to go to the corner flag, but he did look to come inside. Blackpool on the edge of their area. For the first time in a while, don't look to get it forwards early. There's less than a minute left of added time as Dobson comes across and gets in a challenge.
Tom O'Connor coming on. I think Rathbone deserves a stand, even though the fans are already standing and have been.
Well, Rathbone has been unbelievably good. And as he comes off, O'Connor will come on. But I'm reluctant in some ways to signal Rathbone out. They've all been brilliant. So we're well into that last minute of added time. Wrexham 2-0 up at Blackpool as the ball's fed wide. Apton, great first touch, he's got a chance here. Drills it, it's in! Blackpool pull one back. Brunt tried to recover. It took a deflection off him. There's 10 seconds of added time left. Apter, who's got a hat-trick on Friday, cut inside.
Well, McLean just goes to try and nibble and try and take it rather than just standing him up and waiting and delaying him. Goals will be so key. It's goal difference as well. But let's just see this out.
That puts it back level, doesn't it now? As Wrexham go backwards. Cleworth back to Okonkwo. Slightly underhit, and Okonkwo launches it long. Well, we've had those 10 seconds since the goal. Wrexham are complaining, and there is the final whistle. What a performance. What an away day by Wrexham. We win 2-1 at Blackpool. A brilliant, brilliant effort. From the very start, we were at them. And goodness me, we most certainly took the grip back in this promotion battle with Wycombe. Wycombe lose 4-0 at home. Wrexham win 2-1 at Blackpool. And the Wrexham fans, who have been utterly unbelievable from start to finish, are rewarded with an unbelievable performance from start to finish by their team, as the fans now rise to acknowledge those supporters, they're singing, "We are going up." Oh, goodness me, we put it into our own hands now, haven't we? Most definitely. A win against Charlton next Saturday, and we will be the first team in history to achieve back-to-back promotions. I'd take that, I'm going to be honest. But wow, what a performance by Wrexham. The players acknowledging the supporters, and likewise, Wrexham were the better side from the start. Tyra, the keeper, made a brilliant save to deny James McLean, who was one-on-one. Then he made a brilliant save to deny Rodriguez quickly off his line to get the block in. He also made a fine save to stop a George Dobson shot. But Wrexham were incessant and ultimately got the breakthrough in the second half. Constant pressure, McLean drilling the ball into the goalmouth. Smith claiming he got a touch. So whether it was McLean or Smith, I don't know. But who cares? Wrexham were ahead, and swiftly, Wrexham were 2 ahead. Great work, and the ball played into the near post by Rodriguez to hold it up and lay it off. And Rathbone gleefully smashed the ball home. We pushed on and went close a couple more times. McLean had a header just over. Blackpool struck with 10 seconds of the 5 other minutes left. Apter's shot deflected beyond the conquo. But well, Wrexham closed out the win, and with Wickham imploding as well. What a day for Wrexham. We take control back of the promotion battle. Superb performances from start to finish of Wrexham. But I mean, the midfield 3 were ludicrously good. They were so energetic and bossed the match from the very start. McLean, his energy and desire on that left-hand side. Longman's quality on the right. Up front, Smith was a constant menace, and Rodriguez supported him well. The 3 centre-backs as well. I mean, Scar must have set a world record for most headers won. Fantastic stuff by Wrexham. And ultimately, Wrexham have taken control of this crazy, tense promotion battle. And with 2 games left, Wrexham know a win will do the trick. For the final score, I'm inclined to agree with that guy. There's a chance that Town are going up. I certainly like that idea. With a final score of Blackpool 1, Wrexham 2. We've been Mark Griffiths, Mia Roberts and Andy Morrell from Wrexham AFC.